Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stinchfield. I want to make something very clear. We can argue all we want about immigration reform. We can argue about taxes. We can argue about how you cure inflation. We can argue about foreign policy, but I'll make this argument. None of it, and I mean none of it, matters if we don't have secure, safe, fair elections. You get the wrong people in office. If elections are stolen, nothing else matters. We know this because the election of 2020 was most certainly stolen. We've got to worry about Republicans as well as Democrats working to steal elections from free and constitutionally validated voters and candidates. And you don't have to look further than Georgia, where rhino Republicans helped Democrats steal the election from President Trump. This all has to do now with the push for the SAVE Act. That would be voter ID and prove you're an American citizen. But I can point to Georgia now with some blockbuster news coming out. After President Trump was charged, there was grand jury testimony in Georgia related to the Trump case, the criminal case there. The senator at the time was Senator David Perdue. His testimony now has been released, and it's unbelievable to read. This is part of Senator David Perdue's testimony recounting a conversation with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation's chief. Quote, he, head of GBI, that's Georgia Bureau of Investigations, Vic Reynolds, saw evidence of ballot harvesting, and in this is video evidence and cell phone evidence. He, Vic Reynolds, looked at that and said it was compelling enough to be investigated. But yet we know, folks, that no investigation ever took place into what sure looked like fraud that we witnessed with our own eyes, things that looked so shady, feeding ballots through. We know there was the allegations of drop boxes and ballot harvesting, and nothing happened. Why did nothing happen? Well, David Perdue continued his testimony there, and it reads like this. This, according to Perdue, Reynolds, the head of Georgia Bureau of Investigations, told him, quote, I am a team player. If the governor doesn't want to investigate, we are not going to investigate. If the governor doesn't want to investigate, we are not going to investigate, Vic Reynolds said to David Perdue. I believe David Perdue in all this. Remember, he was the senator at the time. He lost to Jon Ossoff by about 90,000 votes. He's got skin in the game in all of this. And now, mind you, not long after this, Vic Reynolds was apparently, according to reporting, appointed to a cushy judgeship position in Cobb County by none other than Governor Kemp, who, according to this testimony, shut down the investigations in Georgia. That's a Republican working against President Trump at the time. I had my issues with Governor Kemp. I still do, and I certainly have my issues with Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State who's now running for governor. We'll get into him. As for that evidence that Perdue and Vic Reynolds allegedly had seen, apparently that came from True the Vote, where they had 279 cell phone records that came into 100 feet of a drop box on multiple occasions. Over and over again, these cell phones were being seen within 100 feet of drop boxes. It was compelling evidence that needed to be investigated. That never happened. Now, Perdue, in his grand jury testimony, also said the two whistleblowers came forward with bank statements that could be proved to show that this ballot harvesting scheme was going on and people were being paid for it. And these whistleblowers said they had the bank statements to prove it. And what happened? Republicans shut it down. Governor Kemp and Brad Raffensperger. Now, again, this gets back to what's happening in Washington and the push for a secure election. Senator John Thune is already signaling to me that he's going to shut the SAVE Act down. They could use what's called a talking filibuster to get it through the Senate. It's already passed the House on numerous occasions. He doesn't appear willing to do that. Roll it.
I would just remind people that the coin in the realm in the Senate is floor time. There's a finite amount of it, and we have a lot of things we have to do. There's a housing bill that's awaiting action, hopefully a market structure bill, possibly permitting reform, farm bill, highway bill. You can go right down the list. Russia sanctions. There are a whole bunch of things that could be teed up for.
I don't care about anything else on the list. Because, again, it goes back to nothing else matters. If you don't have a free and fair election, it's all bullcorn, man. Thune knows it, but he's part of the uniparty. I said it. I'm sure he's a nice guy outside of political office. But he's a uniparty swamp creature. And I don't think he wants to see this go through. President Trump does because he wants to ensure that real Americans are voting in federal elections.
Take a look at Pennsylvania. Take a look at Philadelphia. You go take a look at Atlanta. Look at some of the places that horrible corruption on elections. And the federal government should not allow that. The federal government should get involved. These are agents of the federal government to count the votes. If they can't count the votes legally and honestly, then somebody else should take over.
I'm with you, Mr. President. They clearly can't in the places that you named. Now, the state Senate in Georgia wants voting records. What's the big deal? Secretary of State Raffensperger, who's running for governor, refuses to give that information up. Now, mind you, the federal government, the FBI went in and raided Fulton County, Georgia, an election facility there. Now, with a bombshell of a soundbite. This is a Democrat. He is the head of the Fulton County Board of County Commissioners. This is the chairman, Rob Pitts. He said he got a call from a source when the raid was going on in Fulton County. This is how he laid it out.
I received a call on Monday before last Wednesday, before the raid, that there were going to be arrests in Georgia. Secretary of State, his deputy, Sterling, I believe his name is, me, and 2 or 3 others. After the FBI raid on Wednesday, on Friday, I received another call. Actually, it was this Monday. Same source saying that you guys can't relax, even though the FBI has been there and they've confiscated the 700 boxes. Arrests are coming.
Wouldn't that be something? The Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, being arrested. He's running for governor. Now, I don't necessarily believe that guy. This may all be a ploy by a Democrat to create political outrage that Raffensperger is running for governor. It may be designed to just stir the political waters. But if it's true, I can't wait to see the evidence that they found inside that warehouse. And we got to make sure we pass this SAVE Act. There's no doubt about that. Well, I want to bring in now to discuss all of this, Judicial Watch attorney, former Trump attorney, and author of Defiant. Christina Bobb is back with us. She was at the center of the fight for a free and fair election in 2020. Even got charged with crimes like the rest of your fellow patriots. Christina Bobb, welcome to the program. Good to see you.
Thanks, Grant. Thanks for having me.
All right, bogusly charged with crimes. I want to make that very clear. But
True.
What do you make of everything that's unfolding here? Let's take Fulton County, Georgia first, and the Purdue testimony that the Georgia Bureau of Investigations had evidence, and Kemp said, don't investigate.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, you have to remember that Brian Kemp was the Secretary of State in Georgia in 2018. It was under Secretary of State Brian Kemp that the Dominion machines were brought in. It was under Secretary of State Brian Kemp that the voting facilities were changed to those big voting centers rather than counting at the precinct. Brian Kemp changed all of that. It was Brian Kemp who contracted with the Dominion for the machines. And then his election in 2018 was a historic victory, you know, the most voter turnout in a midterm election in Georgia, where he won with like 50.8% of the vote against Stacey Abrams. It was a very small margin. She challenged that election. It was that election where it prompted the questions into the voting machines, and Amy Klobuchar and Elizabeth Warren, senators, saying, oh, the machines are rigged, they're hackable, all of that stuff. It was the Democrats that actually raised that issue in Georgia with Brian Kemp's election. Then Kemp is in office, shuts down the investigation into 2020, works with Brad Raffensperger, who originally said that Donald Trump won the state of Georgia. There was not enough margin for it to switch to Joe Biden. And then, of course, he recanted that. So there's a lot of weirdness going on with Brian Kemp, Brad Raffensperger, and I'll throw Chris Carr in there, the Attorney General, because when you have an Attorney General who's allowing a lot of this to go on and they know they're not going to be held accountable, these rogue Republicans, and it's all Republican activity, these rogue Republicans are getting away with it.
You know, the county chairman who says you got a call that says there were going to be arrests coming. I'd love to know who the source was that was dropping a dime on the federal government and really probably compromising an investigation if it's true. He's got some motivation to make something like that up, but what do you make of his comments?
Maybe they're true, maybe they're not. I mean, if somebody's going to get arrested, I doubt it's him unless he, I don't know, maybe he did something illegal. I don't know. But Brad Raffensperger sent an investigator into Fulton County, into the State Farm Arena in 2020 to do a thorough investigation. This was before he changed his tune. And there's a whole report from Brad Raffensperger's office about all of the problems that happened in 2020. I believe his name was Carter, was the investigator. And Brad Raffensperger knew about it, and then he covered it up and covered up the report that his office did. So there's much, I think, bigger fish to fry than the county commissioner. But I don't know, maybe he gets arrested, maybe he did something. I hope that the arrests are targeted and that it's not just, big arrests of anybody involved in the election, but it's actually targeted to the people that know that it's crimes.
I quite frankly still really don't have the answers I want from out of Fulton County with everything that we witnessed back then. And really all I've said is I want answers. Now, the SAVE Act is imperative to have free and fair elections. This is the idea that you prove you're an American citizen, which this is common sense. And you got to show ID when you vote. Now, only Democrat leaders, I actually think everyday Democrats, they are so pie in the sky, unicorns and rainbows. They don't think anybody cheats. But Schumer knows the cheating's going on. This is why the leaders of the Democrat Party don't want any part of this. But what concerns me is there are Republicans like John Thune now making excuses about why we can't get this passed. What's your message to them?
Well, I would differ with you a little bit on, it's not just Chuck Schumer and the Democrat leaders, it's the Republican leaders too. Republicans are cheating too, and we can't pretend like they're not doing it. Because if they weren't, it's a no-brainer. They would pass this act. I mean, it's simple. You have to be a U.S. citizen to vote. You have to prove that you're a citizen to vote. You cannot use documentation that doesn't prove your citizenship in order to register to vote. I mean, that's it. That's simple. And Republicans have had over a year to pass this, and they haven't because they're worried about it too. So they can act all high and mighty that they don't cheat. It's the Democrats that cheat. I don't buy it.
Yeah. Christina Bobb, always great to see you. On the platform X, at Christina_Bobb is where you can find her. Make sure you get her book. Christina, good to see you.
Thanks, Grant.
Absolutely. So this is about as important as it gets. Now, another topic that's very important is the indoctrination of our children. We've had some wins here lately, right? We talked about the trans case and the lawsuit against the doctors and a $2 million verdict against the doctors. Great stuff. But now Netflix wants to buy Warner Brothers for $8.2 billion. I am concerned that what is going to come out of that is going to be a woke monster superpower. A production firm like none other than to just stick us with leftist propaganda. Well, there was a hearing on this yesterday. And I'll tell you, two guys that did great were Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley. Let's go to Josh Hawley first, going after the CEOs of both Netflix and Warner Brothers.
As a parent with 3 young children, an enormous amount of your children's programming has this ideology and agenda in it. Is this an advocacy position for Netflix? Is this an ideological commitment you have? I mean, why is this?
Senator Ali, Netflix has no political agenda of any kind. I would tell you that.
Well, then why is your children's program so full of this highly sexualized, highly controversial agenda? I don't understand it. It seems strange to me.
Respectfully, sir, it's because it's inaccurate. We have millions of hours of children's programming.
You're saying it's not there. You don't have trans. You don't feature trans characters, trans storylines, trans themes. It's not in your programming.
I'm saying we feature a wide variety of stories and programs to meet a wide variety of people's tastes.
Why is almost half of it? Why does almost half of your children's program feature this highly controversial, highly sexualized material? That just seems strange to me.
It's strange, and I'm going to tell you, we went back and found some of it. Just watch this.
It's not the park. It's me. I'm trans, Norma. And everyone at school knows, and everyone at home knows. And being here, it's...
I don't need to show you the whole thing. I'm trans, Norma. What more else do you need to see? It's gotten bad. Well, Ted Cruz, with one question, proved that this ideology radiates from the top, okay? It's a belief that I think... they hate America. I really do. Roll it.
Are we right now on stolen land?
I have no idea the history of this land, where we're sitting today.
Nor do I, Senator.
So that speaks volumes that neither of you are willing to say, hell no, we're not on stolen land. And I will say at the Grammys, when you see an entertainer say, nobody is illegal while we're on stolen land, and then you see entertainers leap to their feet clapping so excitedly at the notion that America is fundamentally illegitimate, it starts to convey that the entertainment world is deeply corrupt. And I will point out that same singer who says no one is illegal on stolen land promptly went back to her $14 million mansion, and somehow that stolen land she wasn't concerned about, just the United States of America.
I mean, there you have it. I mean, Ted Cruz summed it up, and he just proved that, of course, we're in Washington, D.C. We're not on stolen land. This is the capital of the United States of America, and it's a great country. I want to bring in now the managing editor of Newsbusters over at the Media Research Center. Curtis Houck is back with us. Curtis, great to see you.
Good to be with you, my friend.
Curtis, not a lot of media outlets covered this hearing yesterday. I was fascinated by it. I thought all these guys did great. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two things here. The political angle is one. Concerned Women for America put out a study looking at Netflix children's programming and found 41% of it contained LGBTQ XYZ themes. So, you know, if you're talking about thousands or millions of hours of programming and 41% by Concerned Women for America found that's a whole lot of time. It includes said themes like the clip you just played there. This Netflix Warner Brothers, merger is problematic on a number of levels. There's the political angle and the cultural level as well, as you laid out. And also, it's just really bad for business. This is going to further destroy movie theaters across the country, independent, local, drive-in chains, so on and so forth, because Netflix insists that films will still be allowed to go to theaters. But the reporting I've seen would be few weeks, maybe a month, and that would be it. Why would folks go to see anything in the movie theaters if they just know that I need to wait like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4, and I can just watch it from home? So not only politically, economically, this is just such a bad move for consumers.
I want to play a couple clips for you because CNN came up in the conversation, and nobody has studied CNN more than you and the folks over at Newsbusters, Curtis. So let's roll the first clip.
We have a very broad range of content across not only HBO Max, but all of our platforms that we need to appeal to all audiences. Our content ranges from Hard Knocks from the NFL to shows like Deadliest Catch and Gold Rush. It's a very broad collection of programming that represents broad interests across America.
You have a wide range of programming on HBO. Name one program that is designed to appeal to conservatives.
We don't design our programming to appeal to
I can think of a lot that are designed to go to liberals. Name one.
None of our shows are designed to go to any political group. They're designed to appeal to...
Really, John Oliver's not designed to appeal to a certain group?
It's a program that for which there's...
You just said none of your program is...
Curtis, your reaction to that. You've studied HBO Max too. I'll play another CNN clip here in a second, but you studied this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that is the exact key right there. And Oliver Darcy, former CNN media reporter, went absolutely ballistic. He lost his noodle in his newsletter site Status last night, talking about this exact exchange and the stolen land exchange as well. Just the fact that Senator Cruz delivered some blows, and the fact that this executive, in his stammering, did not defend outright the honor of CNN. And HBO and John Oliver and all these sorts of programs, it's really incredible to see. And the thing about it is, under a Netflix Warner Brothers Discovery merger, everything I've seen, Netflix would offload CNN and TBS, TNT, HGTV, all the cable channels to some other group. This would be like the Comcast spinning off MS Now, because they see that it's biased and it's not profitable.
I believe there may be a chance that CNN is not going to be part of this deal even to start. But, you know, in the end, beside the point, it's about being truthful as a CEO when you're testifying.
No.
I don't think he is, unless he's so delusional. Roll the next clip, guys.
Let me ask you, do you think CNN is fair and balanced?
I do believe CNN is a fair.
So when CNN showed riots and fires behind them, and you put a chyron, mostly peaceful but fiery protest, was that journalism?
Sir, I'm not involved with CNN, and in fact, they're not part of this transaction, but they have an independent editorial board, they have independent news gathering. We don't direct.
They have no independence other than hating Donald Trump, which is why their viewership numbers have plummeted, because they don't actually report news. They instead engage in very biased propaganda.
You know, my problem with this, Curtis, is he's just not honest. Oh, yeah, it's so fair. Come on, everybody knows it's not fair. That would be me testifying before Congress and someone saying, is Real America's Voice a fair and balanced journalistic organization? We practice in telling the truth, but there is absolutely bias here. We are a MAGA, America First network, and we wear it proudly. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we tell both sides. I choose what side I want to tell. Sometimes I ignore their side because they're a bunch of idiots. And I'd be happy to testify that before Congress. This guy refuses to tell the truth. Curtis, last word.
It's hateful. It's delusional nonsense. I mean, if CNN were fair and balanced, Scott Jennings would have a show on CNN. Sure, Michael Singleton would have a show. I mean, my goodness gracious. I mean, and look no further than their Minneapolis coverage. It's everything ICE does is bad. The protesters, everything they do is good. Minnesota Ice Watch is not a radical organization. Renee Good was an American hero. Alex Preddy was an American hero. All of these kinds of things. There's no nuance on CNN at all. Yeah. Abby Phillip having a show in and of itself is proof that they are not balanced whatsoever. And for this guy to stammer and like weasel his way through this with Senator Cruz is just an absolute embarrassment. I mean, that guy, he had his private jet waiting for him after he was done. Maybe that was his private time to cry about it afterward.
Yeah, I think you're right. Curtis Houck, as always, it's great to see you. At Curtis Houck on the platform X and at Newsbusters for the great organization. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, friend. Talk soon.
Yeah. I mean, folks, one of my pet peeves is some of you out there, and believe me, I'm flattered that you do it, and I'm grateful, will email me and say, hey, Grant, you're the best journalist out there. You tell the truth. Let me tell you something, folks. I am not a journalist. There is nothing even close to what I do on this program that is journalism, okay? Journalism tells a story and lets you decide. I'm here to actually tell you how I think and why you should think the way I do. That's not journalism. Now, am I an investigator? You better believe it. Am I a truth teller? 100%. Do I engage in propaganda? They might say I do. I do not. I engage in the truth. I use the Constitution as a weapon. Same with my words. But I'm not a journalist. So don't email me saying you're a great journalist. What I am is a truth bomb dropper, and proud of it. International disputes, inflation, rising national debt, digital currency. There is a never-ending list of reasons gold has risen over 700% in the last 20 years, and a never-ending list of reasons why smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. They do it with Birch Gold Group. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text America to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. Text America to the number 989898. All right, a theme tonight, squishy Republicans. preparing to turn their backs on ICE. We will hold them to account.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with your Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Did you ever wonder what truly happened in the COVID-19 pandemic and whether Anthony Fauci would ever be held accountable? I think we all have. Filmmaker Jenner First has an upcoming documentary that searches for truth, transparency, and accountability called Thank You, Dr. Fauci.
Governments lie.
Anthony Fauci put everyone on the planet at risk without their consent.
It's beyond suspicious.
Research caused a pandemic, killed 20 million, and cost $25 trillion. Fauci would prefer a lie.
Public trust, national health, and global security are at stake as this documentary digs through thousands of pages of documents and interviews with former officials and whistleblowers in the most controversial narrative of our time that may also be one of the largest cover-ups in modern public health history.
There was a cover-up.
Why would he trade the Chinese the most advanced biotechnology in the world?
He's a spy.
It's insane.
I don't think this is going to be foolproof. Things are going to slip through. Fauci knew and lied repeatedly.
Rather than being a partisan hit piece, Thank You, Dr. Fauci is an honest look at the origins of COVID-19 and a potential bioarms race with China. It streams exclusively on Angel Studios app and site starting on October 23rd. And all you need to do is go to angel.com/Rav to stream it. So be ready to watch, question, and share as the quest for truth and accountability continues. This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch season 2 of their hit series Homestead, we're giving you the chance to win an exclusive Homestead hat absolutely free. Everyone who becomes an Angel Guild member using our link is automatically entered to the contest. When you join, you're supporting meaningful pro-American storytelling, and you're supporting Rav at the same time. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or text the word RAVAngel to 75802. After you scan or text, make sure you follow the steps provided. When you complete the steps and join the Angel Guild, you'll be automatically entered to win that exclusive Homestead hat, a perfect holiday gift for yourself or someone you love.
Be one of the first 50 people to sign up and win a hat automatically. Hurry while there's still time.
So scan that QR code or text RAVAngel to 75802. Happy holidays from all of us at Rav.
Lazar Garcianovich here from Japan. Love Real America's Voice, real news, honest views.
Welcome back, everyone. Minnesota will now see an instant drawdown of ICE agents. This is not a retreat. Tom Homan did the unthinkable. He cut a deal with every county in Minnesota that they will turn over their inmates if they have ICE detainers on them, making ICE jobs easier, safer, and more efficient. Tom Homan.
This frees up more officers to arrest or remove criminal aliens. More officers taking custody of criminal aliens directly from the jails means less officers on the street doing criminal operations. This is smart law enforcement, not less law enforcement.
In fact, it's how it's supposed to work. We would never be in this position in so many of these blue states if counties would do just that. Los Angeles, you listening to me? Turn them over to ICE. Now, does this mean a retreat? Tom Homan was asked about that.
I keep hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. We're not surrendering the president's mission on a mass deportation operation. If you're in the country illegally, if we find you, we'll deport you. But this is about target enforcement operation, and that's what we're going to be doing.
Now listen to me. There's another side to this. I gave a brief warning about it before. I'm very concerned that Republicans are either knowingly or unknowingly going to sell out ICE agents if you start to legislate how ICE agents patrol, where they can patrol. You will set up ICE agents to be criminally charged. We cannot put them in that position. It is not Congress's job to legislate how ICE or any law enforcement agency operates from a policy perspective. But here's Chuck Schumer.
You can't just stop anybody on the street. You can't just pick them up and not even tell them why they're picked up, put them in some dark place, no access to a lawyer or a phone or anything else. You can't, there are certain places they shouldn't be able to go in, churches, synagogues, schools, election places.
Election places, because they don't want the illegals voting getting arrested. Election places. It's a problem having an ICE officer there. There shouldn't be any illegals in line at that place. But Chuck Schumer knows there are. And what are you going to do? They follow a gangbanger into a church to save people? You're going to arrest the ICE agent because he's not allowed to be in a church because Congress passed some law? It's ridiculous. Now to the biggest little secret move that I think Republicans may fall for. Not if I have my way. I am sounding the alarm and have been for weeks on this. You cannot go to this judicial warrant demand. It will gum up the system. Here's Hakeem Jeffries.
Judicial warrants, which in our view should be required before everyday Americans are ripped out of their homes or snatched out of cars.
Shut him up. You see what he's doing. And you got some Republicans saying, oh, yeah, this is not a big deal. Well, it is. And I want to bring in the executive director at the Federation for American Immigration Reform, who is also blowing the whistle on this, just like these leftists with the whistles. We got our own whistle. Dale Wilcox is with us. Welcome to the program, Dale.
Thank you, Grant. Always good to see you.
Dale, it's great to have you back on. Explain to the folks out there why this judicial versus administrative warrant is really a dangerous road.
Okay, the way Congress set up our immigration law, there is no mechanism for a judicial warrant. The opposition knows this. That's why they're pushing for it. It's their excuse for not enforcing our immigration law. The Supreme Court has been very clear in past precedent that administrative warrants, which is what ICE uses, are valid. These individuals they're picking up have had their day in court, in immigration court, seen by an independent immigration judge, and that judge has ruled them to be removed. So to hear them crying about, oh, we need a judicial warrant from an Article 3 court is absurd. They know that process doesn't exist. They're just trying to, as you said, gum up the works, slow things down. Imagine if agents had to stop when they apprehend or see an illegal alien and go to a judge to get a warrant. That alien obviously will get away.
So if that's what they want, to basically say, hey, you got to get a warrant for everybody, what would effectively happen? Would deportations just be shut down? And do the Democrats know this? I mean, I'm sure they do.
They absolutely know this. For it in law, they're trying to create a process, but immigration is an executive administrative function. See, we've all watched Law and Order and these various shows where, oh, you got to have a judicial warrant to enter my house. Well, we're talking about immigration. Immigration, the Supreme Court, removing someone from the punishment. The Supreme Court has been very clear. The legal aliens as it does to everyday American citizens. It's absolutely legal for ICE to enter a home with an administrative warrant for someone who has already been ordered to be removed.
Dale, let me ask you this, because your group really is instrumental on sounding the alarm and informing members of Congress about this stuff. I know you're trying to do that. What has been the reaction? I know you'll have some hardcore Republicans, conservatives like me in Congress, the smart ones, but some of the others not so smart. What has been the reaction? How concerned are you that Republicans may roll over on this?
Yeah, that's our concern, because now we see with the government funding that Trump worked out a deal where DHS will be funded for another 2 weeks until February 13. So we're coming up on another possible shutdown of DHS, which would obviously cripple operations. That's what the Democrats want. That's what they're fighting for. And need to be smart. They cannot give in to the Democrats' demands of judicial warrants, no masking of agents. Now, look, assaults on agents have risen 13%. Assault by car has risen something like 8,000%. So these agents are scared for their lives, their families' lives. That's why they're wearing masks. Well, the Democrats want to unmask them and for their lives, so no one will sign up with ICE. The Republicans have to be smart. They can't give in to this.
Yeah. That's going to be our job, Dale, is to put the pressure on the Republicans. The Democrats aren't going to listen to us, but we control Congress right now. So if Republicans do listen to us, we're safe. The problem is we've got some real, bottom line is there's some real weenies, and that's a nice way to say it. I have some other words off TV I could use. Dale Wilcox, always great to see you. Thank you for the work that you do on all this. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we'll be watching them. I got my eyes on them. What do I say? I got eyes in the front of my head, the back of my head, and the side of my head, and they all see 2020, and I'm looking at these rhinos, baby. I really am. All right. Patriot Mobile isn't just a wireless provider. They're an activist organization, in a good way, funded by selling top-tier cell phone service. They've been on the front lines of defending our freedoms long before it was cool, standing in the gap when others wouldn't. The best part is they deliver prioritized premium service on all three major U.S. networks, giving you the same or even better coverage, backed by 100% U.S.-based customer support. Get unlimited data plans, mobile hotspots, international roaming, so much more. Switching's totally easy. You activate in literally minutes. You can keep your phone. You can upgrade your phone. You get a new phone. Whatever you need, they will help you. Take a stand today. Go to patriotmobile.com/RAV or call 972-PATRIOT and use promo code RAV for a free month's service. All right, our man on the ground, Oscar Ramirez, gives us an inside look of El Salvador's most notorious high-security prisons.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with your Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Did you ever wonder what truly happened in the COVID-19 pandemic and whether Anthony Fauci would ever be held accountable? I think we all have. Filmmaker Jenner First has an upcoming documentary that searches for truth, transparency, and accountability called Thank You, Dr. Fauci.
Governments lie.
Anthony Fauci put everyone on the planet at risk without their consent.
It's beyond suspicious.
Research caused a pandemic, killed 20 million, and cost $25 trillion. Fauci would prefer a lie.
Public trust, national health, and global security are at stake as this documentary digs through thousands of pages of documents and interviews with former officials and whistleblowers in the most controversial narrative of our time that may also be one of the largest cover-ups in modern public health history.
There was a cover-up.
Why would he trade the Chinese the most advanced biotechnology in the world?
He's a spy.
It's insane.
I don't think this is going to be foolproof. Things are going to slip through.
Fauci knew and lied repeatedly.
Rather than being a partisan hit piece, Thank You, Dr. Fauci is an honest look at the origins of COVID-19 and a potential bioarms race with China. It streams exclusively on Angel Studios app and site starting on October 23rd. And all you need to do is go to angel.com/RAV to stream it. So be ready to watch, question, and share as the quest for truth and accountability continues. This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch Season 2 of their hit series Homestead, we're giving you the chance to win an exclusive Homestead hat absolutely free. Everyone who becomes an Angel Guild member using our link is automatically entered to the contest. When you join, you're supporting meaningful pro-American storytelling, and you're supporting RAV at the same time. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or text the word RAVANGEL to 75802. After you scan or text, make sure you follow the steps provided. When you complete the steps and join the Angel Guild, you'll be automatically entered to win that exclusive homestead hat, a perfect holiday gift for yourself or someone you love.
Be one of the first 50 people to sign up and win a hat automatically. Hurry while there's still time.
So scan that QR code or text RAVANGEL to 75802. Happy holidays from all of us at RAV.
Salvador here from Japan. Love Real America's Voice, real news, honest views.
Welcome back, everyone. I'll tell you what, El Salvador has really made a turnaround. How have they done it? By arresting criminals and keeping them in prison. Now, their prisons are pretty rough spots. El Salvador, you may remember, is home of like MS-13, one of the worst gangs that we have in the United States. Well, our buddy Oscar Ramirez got a tour of that notorious prison. Take a look at this.
We're located inside of the prison of Secot. This is what it needs to be done in every part in Central America and in South America. This is how you fight terrorism. This is how you clean a country. This is how you bring peace to the citizens. Not stepping away from them, not running away from the problems. This right here is how you resolve a problem to remove every single terrorist that is located right here. It is because they were terrorizing the Salvadorian people, Central America and South America. This is a message to all of you in the United States of America who they are terrorizing with their domestic violence. This is where you need to be located if you continue like that. Nayib Bukele set up the example as a copy-paste to bring peace to the citizens. And this goes to all of you. Claudia Sheinbaum that protects the cartels to not designate them as terrorists. Look what the example. To all the regime in Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, Diosdado Cabello, this is how you resolve a problem. You don't resolve a problem from running away from it. You resolve a problem from attacking it from within and fixing the problem to bring peace to the citizens. To all the Democrats and you, Gavin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi, and Omar Rashida Tlaib, all you progressive mercenary politicians, here you are. If you want to take them, go ahead. Come and get them and take them home. They're waiting for you. Just defend their human rights.
His message is 100% spot on. And I want to bring him in now. Live from El Salvador, Real America's Voice correspondent Oscar Ramirez is with us. Oscar, welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much, Grant. It's always an honor to be with you.
Oscar, those guys give face tattoos a real bad name, don't they?
This is what the Democrats were allowing for 4 years, going back and forth on the border. This is the open border policies of Joe Biden, thanks to the Trump administration, aligning with the Bukele administration, they have done a magnificent and incredible job to send a message to whole Latin America that they can change a country, arresting terrorists. Because of this relationship, now the Trump administration and the Bukele administration that is extracting all of the MS gang terrorist thugs from the MS-18, MS-13 into Secot, which is the most incredible, largest terrorist prison located in El Salvador. Some of these individuals, horrible homicides, they have created more than 50 homicides. They're receiving sentences between 400 to 700 to 1,000 years in prison. They are never going to see the light of day. This is how you build a country back to its feet. This is how you clean a country. And this is how you bring law and order back to a country, Grant.
Yeah. I have a very dear friend from El Salvador. And 10 years ago, she couldn't go to El Salvador to visit family. Now she goes back. Totally safe for her to go. I want to play this clip. This was you inside the prison with a prison guard showing an inmate and talking about it. We've translated it. Roll that for Oscar.
Ordering the murder of the justice of the peace. In Manguera del Golfo, the eastern part of the country, these criminal groups would go as far as attacking members of the judicial system, simply for prosecuting and convicting them.
So what he's saying is they're killing judges. Is that it, Oscar?
That's the guy that received 750 years. 750 years, that is what he received, and that is what he deserves. So this is a message to all of you that you're hiding and all the agitators. Justice is coming. Nayib Bukele is putting an example to Central and South America, and it is a trickle effect that it is going all the way to North America. This is what is going on over here. They're cleaning up their country. The economy is flourishing. Insecurity is at an all-time low. You don't have discontrolled thugs, extortioning, kidnapping, decapitating, doing their cartel activity. And we have an incredible interview, Grant, with one of them that he was telling us, I committed multiple crimes inside of the United States, and also I was aligned with the Mexican cartels. These are terrorists, and they need to be designated as such. The only ones that they're pandering to them, it is the United Nations and all these Democrats that they're defending, people like Kilmer Abergel, and these are the thugs that they need to be incarcerated in these places.
Yeah. It's amazing work going in there. How hard was it to get access, Oscar?
It was a waiting time. We waited for a year and a half. We had a great communication with the head of communications of the government of El Salvador. She provided to us a great interview with the Minister of Defense that we also walked in dangerous neighborhoods with him. And also today we had a great interview with the Minister of Security, which, by the way, he said that the Trump administration has put an example to the world on how to run a government only on common sense. And they have done exactly the same also. Common sense government. That is what we need to do.
Wow. It's amazing work. As I tell you every time, we pray for you, Oscar Ramirez. Please be safe down there in El Salvador. You're always in some dangerous places. Little better now. I don't know, Oscar. I actually think you're safer in El Salvador right now than you are in your home country of Mexico.
Absolutely. Right here, I can go out outside at 9 o'clock at night and walk and see the beautiful, the beautiful night and walk and get a coffee. In my neighborhood, I couldn't do that, Grant.
No. And, we chuckle, but Oscar's a wanted man for the work that he does in Mexico. And God bless you for it, man. You've really done some great stuff, and you're making the world a better place. Buddy, thank you, as always, for coming on.
Thank you, Grant. It's always an honor to be with you. Thank you for the invitation.
The feeling is 100% mutual. All right. By now, you probably heard about the story of Savannah Guthrie, the Today Show host, missing mother. It gets stranger and stranger by the minute. We're going to talk about what they've got so far, the leads, where this case is headed.
Is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play. Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with your Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Did you ever wonder what truly happened in the COVID-19 pandemic and whether Anthony Fauci would ever be held accountable? I think we all have. Filmmaker Jenner First has an upcoming documentary that searches for truth, transparency, and accountability called Thank You, Dr. Fauci.
Governments lie.
Anthony Fauci put everyone on the planet at risk without their consent.
It's beyond suspicious.
Research caused a pandemic, killed 20 million, and cost $25 trillion. Fauci would prefer a lie.
Public trust, national health, and global security are at stake as this documentary digs through thousands of pages of documents and interviews with former officials and whistleblowers in the most controversial narrative of our time that may also be one of the largest cover-ups in modern public health history.
There was a cover-up.
Why would he trade the Chinese the most advanced biotechnology in the world?
He's a spy.
It's insane.
I don't think this is going to be foolproof. Things are going to slip through.
Fauci knew and lied repeatedly.
Rather than being a partisan hit piece, Thank You, Dr. Fauci is an honest look at the origins of COVID-19 and a potential bioarms race with China. It streams exclusively on Angel Studios app and site starting on October 23rd. And all you need to do is go to angel.com/RAV to stream it. So be ready to watch question, and share as the quest for truth and accountability continues. This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch Season 2 of their hit series Homestead, we're giving you the chance to win an exclusive Homestead hat absolutely free. Everyone who becomes an Angel Guild member using our link is automatically entered to the contest. When you join, you're supporting meaningful pro-American storytelling, and you're supporting RAV at the same time. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or text the word RAVAngel to 75802. After you scan or text, make sure you follow the steps provided. When you complete the steps and join the Angel Guild, you'll be automatically entered to win that exclusive Homestead hat, a perfect holiday gift for yourself or someone you love.
Be one of the first 50 people to sign up and win a hat automatically. Hurry while there's still time.
So scan that QR code or text RAVAngel to 75802. Happy holidays from all of us at RAV.
Salvador here from Japan. Love Real America's Voice, real news, honest views.
Welcome back, everyone. So by now you've probably heard about Savannah Guthrie's mother, who has gone missing from her Arizona home, a beautiful lady and a beautiful neighborhood, which tells me there is no way this is random. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, there is not a chance in hell, and I've been doing this a long time. I've got Emmys over there that I use for paperweights for cracking cold cases, all right? And I've studied a lot of these. They knew her. We know this. At least I am confident of it. Her Apple Watch now has stopped syncing with her pacemaker. This is a huge problem. Two things at play. Either the suspect knows you can track those Apple Watches and dumped it from her, took it off and dumped it, or she's dead. And there's probably a strong possibility that could be an outcome. We're not going to go there yet. We're going to pray for her and hope that's not the outcome, but I'm here to tell it to you straight. That's a possibility. They did get a ransom note. At least this is what Harvey Levin over at TMZ is reporting. And you laugh at TMZ, but they get a lot of stuff right sometimes. Roll cut 2.
He was asked about a ransom note, and he just said, we're following all leads.
Yeah, and this it's again, we don't know
if
it's
this is legit, right.
if it's authentic or not, but they're when you read it, they're acting as if, yeah, only we would know these things, right, and we're serious, and there's a dollar demand and an or else in there.
Now, you've got to ask yourself, who would want to hold this woman hostage? Now, Savannah Guthrie is a very, very wealthy woman, but she's not billionaire wealthy. She probably has over $100 million to her name. Very wealthy, but not billionaire wealthy. Would she really be a target, her mom? I don't know. We do know that her brother-in-law was the last to see her and drop her off at the house. That's the last time she was seen, at 9:30 at night. This is the sheriff explaining the timeline. Roll cut 3.
9:45, 9:30, 9:45, we were told she was left at her home by the family. At 11 o'clock in the morning, the family got notice from somebody at church that she was not at church. They went to the home, found her to be missing. That's the timeline. From Saturday night, 9:45, we'll say, to Sunday morning, 11 o'clock.
Now, here's the problem. We're not getting a lot of information. Cops are telling us they have no leads, basically, that they have no new information. This could be real or not real, because in cases like this, if someone is holding somebody, you don't want that person to know what you know. But if they are totally at a loss, then you've got to start putting information out so you can get some leads coming in. Now, to all of this, putting politics aside, I'm not sure that the Today Show would report on my mother missing. God forbid, let's knock on wood, that never happens. But I care about human life, and I really do want to see her come home safely. And so does President Trump. And you think the Today Show is good to President Trump? Not a chance. But to me, this tells me a lot about the president, and he's concerned about it too. Roll cut 1.
Have you been briefed on Savannah Guthrie's mom missing in Arizona?
I think it's terrible.
Would you commit to more federal agents, like helping out on the
Sure, I would. I'm going to call her later on. I think it's a terrible thing. I always got along very good with Savannah. Very unusual situation, but we're going to find out.
And I believe ultimately they will, as more leads start to come in. But to think President Trump's going to call Savannah Guthrie, I'd like to hear how that conversation goes down. Savannah Guthrie must be, just at wit's end. Can you imagine the turmoil? So we say a prayer for her, and we say a prayer for her mom, that maybe in the end she turns up alive. It's getting worse and worse. The more days and hours that go on, the less and less of a chance it comes out with any good news. But miracles happen, and I do believe she knew her attacker, or her kidnapper, whatever you want to call him. We shall see. All right, folks, up next, President Trump was kind enough to give a fake news reporter some advice. Oh, we know that woman.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with your Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Did you ever wonder what truly happened in the COVID-19 pandemic and whether Anthony Fauci would ever be held accountable? I think we all have. Filmmaker Jenner First has an upcoming documentary that searches for truth, transparency, and accountability called Thank You, Dr. Fauci.
Governments lie.
Anthony Fauci put everyone on the planet at risk without their consent.
It's beyond suspicious.
Research caused a pandemic, killed 20 million, and cost $25 trillion. Fauci would prefer a lie.
Public trust, national health, and global security are at stake as this documentary digs through thousands of pages of documents and interviews with former officials and whistleblowers in the most controversial narrative of our time that may also be one of the largest cover-ups in modern public health history.
There was the cover-up.
Why would we trade the Chinese the most advanced biotechnology in the world?
He's a spy.
It's insane.
I don't think this is going to be foolproof. Things are going to slip through.
Fauci knew and lied repeatedly.
Rather than being a partisan hit piece, Thank You, Dr. Fauci is an honest look at the origins of COVID-19 and a potential bioarms race with China. It streams exclusively on Angel Studios app and site starting on October 23rd. And all you need to do is go to angel.com/Rav to stream it. So be ready to watch, question, and share as the quest for truth and accountability continues. This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch...
They tried to shut them up.
There's no guarantee to free speech.
They tried to cancel them.
Deplatforming works.
They even threw them in jail.
Peter Navarro,
Steve Bannon,
now in prison.
But they couldn't stop them.
It's not a prison built that will ever shut me up.
They call them rebels.
Basket of deplorables.
They call them rogues.
They claim to guns or religion.
And they say they're outlaws.
These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
War Room presents Rebels, Rogues, and Outlaws.
You set out to take Vienna! Take Vienna!
The national bestseller by longtime Bannon producer Dan Fluette. Take a journey through the pictorial history of War Room. In a culture that celebrates the weak, show your support by standing with the rebels. Go to doitfluette.com or scan the QR code on your screen. Use the code RAV20 for 20% off your order. Stand with the rebels and never back down.
Welcome back, everyone. You know, there's Caitlin Collins that works for CNN. She used to work for the Daily Caller, which to me then tells me she was pretending when she works there. She may be pretending when she works at CNN. You sell your soul to the devil just for money to spew nonsense. I mean, and she's never happy, okay? Never. RBF, this is what I call it. I think President Trump knows what I'm talking about.
What would you say to the survivors who feel like they haven't gotten justice?
You are the worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. You know, she's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile
Well,
on
I'm
your
asking
face.
you about survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's,
You know why
Mr.
you're not
President?
smiling? Because you know you're not telling the truth.
He's great, isn't he? She's not. And I never do see her smile, by the way. RBF. I'm not going to say it on TV. You figure it out. Ask your teenager if you don't know. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stinchfield's Army rolls because of all of you. We will see you here tomorrow night.